I'm sorry, Team LGD, as well as TyLoo. I do need to turn the volume back on, which is why I'm doing this right now. And there we go. We are ready to get this party started. Knife round underway. Cute little ways of doing damage there. And it looks like now we're going to be having 2 versus 2. Not too bad. Oh, okay. 2 versus 2 again. And looks like maybe we'll be seeing, yes, indeed, our DouYu sponsored team, aka TyLoo, taking the knife round. So that being said, they'll be able to determine whether they want to start on T side or CT side. And it looks like they've opted to go for CT side, perhaps one of the more indestructible teams on this map at many intervals, but we'll see just what they are able to pull off against their targets. And it looks like somebody got, his aim is a little bit off there with that USP, but no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Here we go with the pistol round. Eager to see what kind of a buy it's going to be coming out from both sides. And I do believe that was the first time I've ever seen a Negev purchased in any professional match, albeit the warm-up round. Not trying to unfairly criticize our Chinese champions by any means, but it looks like they are going to be going with utility all the way across the board over firepower, which means they have some room to play for the retake. Designer, aka DD, did just drop his P2000, and Fancy, I'm a little bit mesmerized. He's okay, there we go. All right. He's at Catacombs right now. Small 9 gonna be pushing up mid while the rest of the team is slowly inching their way through apartments, and Sydney kind of leading that charge. Attacker gonna be hiding in the back pocket corner, but coming out from apartments, I don't know if that's the best positioning. They should be able to rotate rather quickly. However, Fancy getting the headshot that he needs. The smoke doesn't quite hit the balcony just yet, and somebody got just shutting down Small 9, and Nico T as well, getting a double kill. Headshots all the way across the board here coming from the CTs, and now it's turned into a 5 versus 1 manhunt. Looks like Fancy will indeed be making the last kill, also a headshot, getting away with 3 frags to his name. It's just, it's really savage is what it is, coming from TyLoo. Now they go into the second match of the map, very well equipped. Let me see here. Small 9 now just kind of camped behind Haystack, but this is all upgraded pistols coming in from the LGD side of things. It's a lot of damage taken by 2 nades, and well, Fancy scores 1 to center mass, looking for the headshot, also looking for a second. He will get that much. I'm not sure if he'll be able to finish off what he started with Sydney, however. Oh boy, 3 versus 3 is the name of this game. $4,400, and I bought the wrong thing. I bought a noob sniper, is what Fancy says. 423 are leaving their comments for that. There we go, Grand Prix edition UMP coming out now from Captain Mo. I'm sorry, I looked that wrong. That was KFCG. Bomb plant looks like it'll go down and won't be stopped, but the retake will be coming in. So this means that at the very least we could perhaps see a rifle round coming in relatively soon. KFCG does spot somebody rotating, swinging a little bit too much with that M4, and it looks like the second round of the first map of this best of 3 may just very well be that of LGD's. But as I say, Captain Mo comes in and silences KFCG and also takes down Sydney. So that's Breaker Curse, the Breaker Jinx coming in. He does have a kit, so he's going to get the defuse. A little bit short of riveting, but at the same time, it is what it is. And for those of you just now tuning in, if you guys are interested in winning a USPS Cayman skin giveaway, go ahead and type !raffle in chat. You will have your chance to enter the drawing for a factory new USPS Cayman skin. Goes for about $5 on Steam. Not too terribly valuable, but at the same time, better than nothing, right? I think next I'm going to be giving away a field-tested Battlestar. Or an Op Elite build. It's really up to you guys. It's really like, what do you guys think is better? An Op skin that's purple, or an M4 skin with covert level or top secret level? Red, in other words, a light red skin. Usually the most expensive thing. Oh my god, getting 2 to his name, fancy stealing 1. Now we got somebody god coming up mid. Give away some better stuff? Okay. Field tested Battlestar. How does that sound? Does that sound awesome? Great? Anything else like that? But that's 3 rounds in a row now taken by TyLoo. We do have the first rifle round coming out now by LGD CSGO. And perhaps, just perhaps, they'll be able to make this round work for them. Chickens hopping around like rabbits, not fooling anybody. We're still going to be seeing Nikoti getting away with chicken nuggets for dinner. A little bit in the way of an exchange coming in from both sides. Nikoti takes a bullet and throws a frag at Designer, I think that was. Going straight down to apartments. It's going to be Captain Mo getting the flick. Left with only 19 HP. Might be to his advantage to actually get out of there ASAP. I think he's jumped now into pit. Indeed he has. Wise move. Gets the frag. Pushes back out. Doppler FN? What's that? I'm gonna have to look that skin up later, but oh boy, Captain Mo getting another. Unfortunately, is refragged. The attacker will get, however, a double kill on balcony, and the final frag coming in from somebody god. It's like there's really 2 words in the context of Chinese CS:GO that TyLoo just don't understand, and those words are very simple. We lose. I mean, there's no one that can stop them. They're always at the top of the game. A knife, cash. I was joking, lol. Okay, great. Give away some chicken nuggets. Probably be cold by the time you guys get it. What if they're Frag Bite Masters golden chicken nuggets for a trophy or something like that? That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'm getting too creative, who knows. But opening frag is going to be coming out from Captain Mo. Designer getting very aggressive here. Sees nothing at Haystack. He's going to continue this push up mid, but Fancy's got his back. Attacker gets 1, and Captain Mo gets the last frag of the round. It's almost like hunting in so many ways, but it's a bank builder for TyLoo. They lose very minimal in the way of resources. Look at how much they're spending right now. Well, now they're pushing up bomb site B, that is LGD. They're divided now by a Molotov, and Nikoti is in a very uncomfortable position. Flashbang lands right on him. Sydney gets a refrag while Nikoti does go down. And now it looks like they've got something to work with heading into bomb site B. Oh boy. Spraying through. It's going to be somebody god carrying that spray from 1 targets to 2. Perfect perfect entry flash there for the retake, really. Now 4-2-3 is taken down. It's all 1v3, and guess what? Captain Mo's going to be finishing off Sydney. Cost the team a little bit in the way of money. Good God, I have to fix this problem. Okay, this is probably one of those issues that I would have to exit. I don't have score screen. Hang on just a moment while I reconnect to the server. Might take care of the issue. But hang on just a moment. I didn't want you guys to see the GoTV IP. That's why I did what I did. Hang on. That didn't fix it. Great. Well, just gonna deal without having to see score, or money for that matter. We'll only be able to see it at the beginning of every round. Well, there we go. That is now going to be 4 versus 4. 423 is a little bit salty. He says, 真不死啊. He says, you really didn't die? A little bit of a laugh coming up from Fancy. Now they're continuing this push towards bomb site B. Still no rotate coming in from the remainder of the counter-terrorist team at TyLoo. Oh, that's it. The entry utility is now going in. This has got to be live, or it's got to be a damn good fake. That is an unfortunate lineup, and Captain Mo's going to abuse it. Getting 1, 2, 3, nearly 4. But it's going to be somebody coming in for the cleanup. Very quick. Very quick. With no hesitation coming in from TyLoo even. You know, LGD makes that map train look very one-sided against Wings, but here we have TyLoo making this look very one-sided against LGD. They're probably thinking to themselves, we'll never do it again. We'll always play fair. You know? Let's see here. Check things out on the Chinese stream, and everything seems to be A-OK-ish. Small 9 now working up the stairs just a little bit. He's at 70% HP after eating a grenade, and Fancy, he's waiting for that overextension. Small 9 just firing down Banana, but getting nothing for it. Sydney, I think this is going to be a play for A. I mean, they're all stacked on it. He's throwing a smoke that would cover their rear. Might actually be waiting for Somebody God to go poking through that. But if I'm looking at that correctly, Somebody God has actually switched to his knife. Oh my god, very nice opening frag by KFCG. And he's also covered in the trade by a refrag from coming from 423. But Somebody God holding his end at Arch very well. Oh boy, Sydney! Oh boy, gets that one. And now this looks like a first round that LGD has taken to their side. Getting a 3. They can drop 2 weapons and then let those guys buy their armor, but it's gonna be a full buy coming out from counter-terrorist TyLoo. The question here now for the CT side, LGD, is can they hold on to this round? Because if they don't, it's gonna cost them even more money. You just add 1900 to what Fancy's got right now, and that's basically the lowest economy, lowest buy-in, and I can't see the money right now. Damn. I can't do more math. I can't do more advanced math, but wait a minute. Captain Moses. Oh my god! The wall does 60 damage to Sydney there. Now it looks like they're going to be pushing up Banana. They know where the Opera is on T side, so they're not going to try and gamble against that. Continuing to push even more. Oh boy. Here we go. They're pouring in right now. Fancy now rotating to construction. That means no firepower to aid in the defense just yet. But he is now in a secondary position. That frag will reveal his position. And now he's got to win the aim duel against KFCG. With only 7 bullets remaining, he does hold his ground. He gets another first time being onto LGD's Nico T. And we now have Attacker and Fancy coming in for the rotate. It's only 1 man left standing. 4-2-3. He does have the AWP. We've seen his strength on previous maps. I'm sorry, Xiao Small 9 there with 2 HP. He's still a factor in this, but he's very low HP. Oh no. Oh, misses the shot. That was a big misplay, but the CT still win by time. And even worse, we actually see Small 9 go down there, and he's not going to have any money next round. He's only stuck at $800. It's so easy to get caught up in time dispersal, I guess you could say. I mean, there's so much time that goes into a round, or so much thought process, that sometimes teams lose track of time. It's gonna be now... Yeah, 3 AK-47 purchases, an AWP, and a UMP isn't too terribly bad. Although someone did have to drop for small 9, and he couldn't afford a full suit of armor and a helmet. Like, that's the unfortunate consequence of the situation he was in. Fancy one. Throwing. Flashbang. Perfect timing, and DD just pops out there. It's almost like SWAT team, or not really SWAT team tactics, but Navy SEAL tactics. If you guys have seen that movie that I just can't think of to save my life. I saw it while I was on a flight, Trans-Pacific flight, but I just can't remember the name. Call of Valor? I think it was called Call of Valor. Line firing through smoke. We're gonna see an exchange in the way of HP. Doesn't quite go the favor of Sydney, however, and he will be finished off by Designer. Designer finds a second, looking for that frag, will be getting it. Pre-firing as he turns the corner, very nicely done as well. But bank building round coming from TyLoo. Look at the money on the left-hand side of your screen. It's all right there. No one needed to buy a weapon. Nobody needed to be dropped. LGD CSGO with only 1 point going into the 11th round. And looks like they're going to be stuck on upgraded pistols. From an economic perspective of the game, this is, ideally speaking, how you would like to do. In fact, you could actually keep your economy going a little bit more solidly in this regards if you were to win 3 rounds in a row, then lose one. Assuming those 3 wins were like 5-0s or 4-0s. Eliminations, those kinds of things. Near collateral by Captain Mo. Does get the second frag using his P250, staying calm and aiming. It's going to be LGD getting one, trying to find a second, but is immediately shut down by the combined firepower of Captain Mo and Somebody God. Very one-sided match, very indeed. But I mean, when we're talking about TyLoo, it's very difficult to find any team that can compete with them. This could have actually been the map that they had chosen to play on first. Heavy A stack now coming in from LGD CSGO, and it's looking like they are going to try and execute on bomb site A. 3 in apartments right now. I mean, there's one waiting for them on balcony, and I'm trying to identify who that is. It's Attacker. Fancy over by Archway. In pit, it's going to be Captain, if I'm reading that correctly. If not, he's on truck. And now pushing forward. Smoke's coming in. Flashbang for Incendiary is a nice trade. 57 HP remains on LGD's Nigoding. He does get a frag, but is immediately refragged. Big spray coming in from Somebody God. Will get 2 targets. Small 9 looking for 1 and 2. It's now 1 versus 1. He's carried his weight in terms of trades, but this round is far from over. He's got 30 seconds to work with for the plant. He's completely unaware of the fact that DD, in-game name Designer, is actually on bomb site, was on bomb site B and rotating just a moment ago. Is he really going to? Oh boy, dangerous play. He shouldn't have done that. But I think there was a part of him that was banking on that guy going in. How do I say this? Rotating in from A1. Optimus Prime with an AWP in it. Very nice. Clever shenanigans coming in from the devil who named that. And now we got, looks like, double AWP setup coming in from Fancy and Captain Mo. You know what? There was someone on Reddit who called me out for saying Fancy is probably one of the best riflers in all of China. in all of Asia, in fact. But here we see him toting in AWP. I called him out as that hybrid player, and he's already gotten 1 frag to his name. He's immediately backpedaling. They know it's going towards bomb site A. Oh boy, pushing through smoke, blind firing now. Nice no scope, or not near no scope into a headshot, but unfortunately he's unable to get that third, as we do have Small 9 coming in and getting that frag. But he's the last man standing on behalf of his team. This is not looking good now for LGD CS:GO. Killed by a Molotov. Did he run straight into that, or did he give up? What was the story? Just didn't have any perspective there. Couldn't really tell. There's just almost no sight of, how do I say this? There's no end in sight to the economy that TyLoo has right now, but LGD gonna try a force buy here. In the penultimate round of the first half, 14th round. It's gonna be somebody getting a frag. That still gives them the manpower advantage. And now KFCG getting one in the background is really not too bad. LGD's Small 9 was already set up on bomb site B, ready for Captain Mo to hop into his scope, and then it happened. Just like that. But mid, it's going to be a different story. 1 spray down, looking for that second frag, and we've got a P250 on Sydney. This was all off of a kind of a forced buy. This wasn't, you know, amazing for TyLoo, but now we're going to be seeing a CT trying to survive, and it just doesn't happen. I mean, I would try to call into question economy here, but really it feels like economy, well, I mean, it's the last round of the first half. It doesn't even matter. Well, here we go. Captain Mo, nice opening no scope. That was just KFCG hopping into doom there. Kind of like chicken with rabbit ears. Let's just stop and think about it. Another no scope coming in from Captain Mo. And it's looking absolutely savage all the way across the board. I like how he keeps the scope on wooden plank just as the target might be venturing towards him. Gets a third to his name, is not going to be denied that ace, however. Is he? Oh, fancy. He's at B, and that's where the last 2 T's are. Rather, at Banana. They are working their way back towards mid, however, and... well, Captain Mo gets his 4th! He says, guys, let me have the ace. Let me have the ace. And somebody, he's... well, they're chasing him down, and they're like, nah, sorry, buddy. He's probably cursing right now, and end score of 13-2. We cannot forget, however, this is how the end score looked for Fnatic versus LGD during the first half. It was far from their favor. So, I'm sorry, did I say versus LGD? I meant to say LG Gaming from Brazil. Just 1 letter short of being the right name. But, right. Very, 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 very long... winded uphill battle for LGD if they want to win this. They're going to need 13, maybe 14 rounds to do it. Oh, Captain Mo opening frag. Flank coming in from KFCG. Has to take 3 or 4 shots to get the connection there with the skull, but back to 4 versus 4. It's really a question of how the manpower is divided right now. LGD's Small 9 will get one, is immediately refragged, however, right outside a library. And that was a very nicely played mid to B play. They're now being chased down, and it looks like, they're really, what they're doing is they're only able to get their feet wet with those squirt guns. You know what I mean? not able to really get those shots that really count. It was a fake there. Didn't quite go all the way through. KFCG gets one to his name, and now this looks like it might be the pistol round going to LGD CSGO. So the comeback could potentially begin here. We'll see how this goes. Oh boy, big anti-rush at B, but this is where, oh my god, attacker and somebody. I really feel like this is over-aggressive coming from LGD, but that's bomb site B essentially donated now to terrorist team TyLoo. Jumping through smoke, MP7's gonna find 3 frags from Sydney. Very nicely done. He gets $1,800, turning this to a somewhat economically viable play from him. Designer and Captain Mode. Hard to find their existence in this game, or this raison d'etre. But right now, we do have Small 9 working in there. He's only got to connect one more bullet to get the frag, and he does. Still, though, this is a very, very expensive win coming in from the LGD side of things. And this is, more or less, typically speaking, not the way things are supposed to go when your team wins the pistol round. I mean, when you're talking about the last man standing getting the frag, you're costing your team so much in the way of money that they're not going to have enough to really buy, you know, the most desirable equipment on the first rifle round that the T's bring into the game. Like, you know, there it is, Sydney. He does make the opening frag, however, with the AWP. Maybe they could get that round off the back of this one. That is very nicely done. Rambo tactics coming in here, and it's working very nicely. KFCG going in with that MP7. Loud, proud. And 5-0 off the back of this round. So, I just can't see economy. Question is, what weapons are they going to upgrade to, if anything? Slight flaw, technically speaking, coming in from KFCG is, you know, I mean, it really, okay, never mind. I guess it doesn't really matter. AK-47s are superior to whatever weapon KFCG had just dropped. But now, here we go. Very big lack of utilities coming in here from TyLoo at the moment. I mean, that may just be their undoing. It could actually give LGD the win that they've been looking for. They've got 3 incendiaries, but very nice anti-timings here coming in from somebody. God, if I'm not mistaken, those last 2 frags in a row, he actually caught people throwing out utilities at the last moment. I think that was a headshot. And now, Captain Mo, he's very low HP, but Sydney trying to play for the no-scope. Attacker coming in for the flank, however. We'll get 1 at the very least. And Fancy finishing him off. I feel like... Okay. There wasn't... there was really one big misplay at B, and that was jumping on top of the... I'm trying to think of what that was. The cart with the pots on it. And that costed them the first frag of the round, really. Now LGD is on very, very situational buy. Those weapons are best at close range. Oh, maybe KFCG can make something happen here, but he's been spotted with that Mag 7 now. Unable to connect with anything there with the second shot. Somebody got now pouring through. Banana and bomb site B is now T territory. It looks like TyLoo are going to make short work of this round, but Sydney does give Attacker a run for his money. Eco T spots that target at mid, will be getting the frag and switching out with an AK ASAP. On card, there's one. Bad timing and bad lineup here. Designer gets a double kill. I'm not trying to say that LGD is bad. I mean, it was, everything in there came a little bit too slowly. There's no denying that. Anyone who would look at that and then compare, say, to the way TyLoo rotated on some of the offensive rounds coming from LGD, it made sense. But here's the full buy. Nothing but upgraded pistols, armor, and a single kit. Some utilities to go with it. This is not the way you want to go down if you're LGD right now. Oh boy, Designer firing out of that cart, but Small 9 does manage to get away with a frag onto Attacker. He's off of that location now, and Small 9, well... Oh boy, GoTV lag. Okay, I guess the GoTV server, well, it's shut down for whatever reason. I don't know what's up, but let's just assume that... I guess we're going to have to assume that it was 16-0 in favor of Terracide TyLoo. So that's going to be it for now. I'm going to take us into a short break, and then I'll be back with our next update ASAP. Don't go away. A little bit awkward. I do apologize.